Hey everybody, Bioshock's out, and guess what? It's great. Where did it come from? Who made it? What does it involve? Well, Bioshock is a game by Rational Games, developed by 2K, and it's crazy. Basically, you play as this guy who gets sent down in a plane crash in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean, and there's all hell breaks out, and there's all fire around you, and all you can see is this huge lighthouse in the dark in the distance, and it's all really creepy and scary. So you swim over to it, and you go down in this like bathysphere, which is the kind of vehicle, I suppose, transporter in the game. And you go down and you get to this place called Rapture. And Rapture is this underwater city created by a guy called Andrew Ryan, who is this kind of crazy rich scientist, professor dude, businessman who decided that he didn't care about religion or crazy boundaries that and laws that bound people to stop doing what they wanted to do, like the artist or the scientist, you know. So he came down here, made this huge underwater city, put loads of money into it, and let all the finest people, the richest and the most intelligent people go down and live down there and do what the hell they want. Unfortunately, Rapture was kind of crazy and stuff happened. Yeah, that's all I can say. And basically you go down there a few years after all this craziness has gone and happened, and you now have to survive down there and find out what happened, and you know, uncover a few mysteries along the way. That big metal thing you saw just there was the game's main enemy. They're called the Big Daddy, and there are two kinds of those. There's the Rosie and the Bouncer, and if you attack its little sister, which is the little girl you just saw, then it'll come up to you and it'll protect it by, you know, ramming you with this huge metal drill. They're very powerful. They're not exactly what you would call crazy AI pieces. You know, they don't run around and dodge and everything. What they do is they soak up a lot of damage, so it makes it, you know, pretty hard to kill them, and you'll end up dying a few times before you do get one down, and they're pretty tough. The other enemies in the games are called splicers, and these are what used to be the residents of Rapture, and then things went crazy, like I said, and then they turned into these splicers. And there are different types of splicers. There are spider splicers, which climb along the walls and the ceiling. They jump down on you and they're really fast. And Houdini splicers, which can throw things at you using telekinesis. And each splicer has its own weakness, and you've got to figure that out. But as well as the guns that range from the pistol to the shotgun to the machine gun to the chemical thrower, which are all fully upgradable, by the way, there are also these things called plasmids and tonics, and these are what really make the gameplay brilliant and unique and drive it forward somewhat. Plasmids are these kind of genetic mutations that you can do to yourself. You inject yourself with like a fire plasmid or an ice plasmid. You can shoot fire and ice and electricity, and you can use telekinesis so you can catch grenades and throw them back. You know, it's all fully kind of interactive with the environment as well. So if you throw fire at a pool of oil, that will set on fire, and then you can use that to set enemies alight. You know, if you set them on fire, they'll run to some water, and then you can, you know, use electricity in the water, and that will fry them. You know, it's that kind of thing that sets the game apart from any other shooter. And I think that's where the RPG side of it comes in as well, where you're looking at, you know, what affects what the best and all that kind of thing. But weapons and plasmids aside, the other amazing thing about this game is the art style. From the game is set in the 1960s, and you've got that kind of crazy Art Deco style, and graphically the game is really, really pretty. But it manages to be eerie and scary at the same time, being, you know, glorious and really lush. It's a really kind of visceral experience, and the shooting in the game can sometimes detracts from the actual experience of exploring. Another thing that is quite annoying about the game is the help system, as well as having a map like your usual games, and it gives you a little arrow so that you know always where you're going. It also gives you hints that tell you precisely what to do, and I mean literally. It says, go down this corridor, walk into the room on the left, press the button on there, and blah blah blah. Like that, it's really detailed. So if you're into that kind of thing, it's good. But I've heard you can disable it, so that's pretty good. All in all, Bioshock is a 15-hour long shooting, exploring, laughing, crying, crazy game that really you're gonna spend a lot of time playing it. And whether you're a shooter fan, an RPG fan, or just a fan of exploring, crazy worlds and crazy stories, because this game's story is really probably the best on the 360 so far. Any game this generation. The very large and good payoff at the end. See, I've been spoiler free this whole 10 minutes. Then you're gonna enjoy Bioshock, and I heartily recommend it, and I give it a 90%. Thanks.
You push me too far, kid. When you're cold, I'm gonna go